Hey there, guys. So earlier today, I live streamed Clash of Wills. During the live stream, we got rank 1, and here was the party I used during the live stream to get rank 1. I also got rank 1 with a different party during live streaming, just for fun, because this Clash of Wills is very, very easy compared to most of them. So we're now going to be going back. We still don't have the data mine of the boss, so I don't know the exact turn-by-turn actions of the boss yet. But this boss is so easy that, honestly speaking, you can mostly just ignore what the boss is doing and not care. So even though I don't really know what the boss is doing per turn, we're going to be using this team. And we're going to use Dwayne as our leader this time. Now, you definitely don't need Dwayne as a leader. I didn't use Dwayne on either of my first 2 rank 1 clears during my live stream. I'll be doing many, many, many clears of this Clash of Wills over the 2 weeks. This one is super, super easy, meaning you can take an enormously wide range of units, and we're going to be doing it without lots of units. I already know people are going to say, what about no Melissa, no Lilith, etc. Don't worry, we're going to be doing it. But for now, I just wanted to get an actual YouTube video out of a rank 1 clear that's pretty easy to follow, and this one's pretty easy to follow if you have the units. And again, I'll be doing way more clears over time. Okay, so as far as what the boss does, honestly, I barely know. I just know Lilith loves to cover, and we're going to let her be our tank. So Lilith is covering for us. So we're going to start off with Tsukiko doing Blessed Omamori. We're going to fire imbue the party and fire field. We are doing a fire clear. Even though we're using Melissa, we are not using darkness whatsoever. This is a pure fire clear. Olive will go ahead and do Flaming Melons, both the breaks, Beast Killer and Giant Melon. 2B will do just her bolting strike skills because that fills the morale gauge. Melissa will do Shelga. Will do shared immunity and chronic flow. Dark Knight Dwayne will do Oath of Daybreak, Blood Shield, and Arcane Mantle. And Lilith will go ahead and use her LB. Make sure it's important that you did Tsukiko first. That way she imbued the party and we're now sealing the boss. So Lilith is auto-covering. We did, mitigations and all with her LB. And as you can see, some damage in the party, but overall, it's just like, whatever. The boss really seems way undertuned. So Olive will now go ahead and just do a bunch of morale fill stuff. We'll do the shifted LB of 2B, not yet though. We'll do Tsukiko is going to shift here and triple her fire skill. Melissa is going to do Parasol Shield, Minutes of Might, and we're going to do Beast Killer on Dwayne. And Lilith will triple. We'll go ahead and put up the long duration cover. We're going to bar Darkja, and we're going to Betrayal. And Dwayne can use his LB for the Sword in Peril and all that. Go ahead and chain this up. Deal a little bit of damage here. Okay. Morale's filling nicely thanks to Melissa on the party. The boss does gain Mirage relatively often, but I've geared Dwayne in a counterattack item. That way he counterattacks and basically perfect dispels the Mirage pretty much all the time. It's a really nice perk of having Dwayne. Okay, now we're going to go back to the base form with Tsukiko, and we'll go ahead and Magic Boost to get ready for next turn. We're going to use Olive to just do some setup stuff, and then Giant Melon last action. 2B, we'll go to the base form, and we'll triple R40. We're going to have Dwayne do his... Now, this is probably bugged, because look at this. We can't multicast Arcane Supplementation. This is very clearly a bug, because if we go to his multicast, as you can see right here, the only skills excluded is his Atonement and Absolution. His Morale skill is not excluded, but it can't be multicast. That's clearly a bug, so maybe like message support, let them know that Dwayne is glitched and can't multicast his skill, even though he's supposed to. But he's got to single cast it. So we're going to single cast his big stat and LB buff. Lilith can just go ahead and double Betrayal. We're also going to Unending Nightmare for the Stone Killer. And then Melissa is going to go ahead and do Beast Killer on Lilith. So Beast Killer on Lilith. We're going to just refresh Shelga and bar Darkja. Okay. And go ahead and chain this up. Just for a little bit of damage. Okay. Now we're going to be bursting on turn 4. Here's some attacks. The boss's damage is so incredibly low. So extremely low. Now it could be because I'm using Melissa, the damage is so low, that's the reason maybe. But it does feel extremely poor. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and use Melissa's SLB, and we're going to target Olive. I'm sorry. We're going to target Tsukiko to make it easier for setup next turn. Now, Lilith is going to SLB, Olive's going to SLB, 2B is going to base form LB. Dwayne, unfortunately, because he's only EX2, we couldn't do the whole setup. So we're going to now just use his Atonement and Absolution Magnus. And then Tsukiko is going to shift here and do her Fire Magnus in the shift form. We can go ahead and do a big defense and spirit buff. We can do a big attack. I'm sorry, there's really no point in doing those. We've got a 450 buff from Dwayne, but it doesn't hurt. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and chain all these up and give it a go. I should have sent Tsukiko a little bit slower, but oh well. And there it is, and 2.5, it should be 3.0. So overcapped by a huge amount. Here's the threshold. Also a 100 count chain score taken care of. And we didn't even use Dwayne's Magnus yet for his 150 Amplify, just because his EX2 is a little awkward for setup and all that. So now the boss has a lot of Mirage stacks. These Mirage stacks from the threshold, I don't think can be dispelled. So we're going to use Dwayne to now do his SLB to get ready for the second burst. We're going to use 2B to just R40 a few times. Before we do all that, we're going to go to the base form with Tsukiko, and because we use the cooldown reduction, we can do her setup skills again. So we're going to just Omamori, Fire Protection, and Prayer of Protection with Tsukiko. We're going to do this first to re-imbue the party. Olive can go ahead and do... she's actually not ready. So Olive is going to do dual Summer Shot to get rid of some Mirage stacks, put up the brakes, and then just some morale fill, etc. Lilith is going to cover the party and then double Betrayal. 2B in the base form is going to triple R40. And this is all getting rid of Mirage stacks. Melissa is going to go ahead and refresh Shared Immunity. We're going to Beast Killer on Lilith, and we're going to bar Darkja. And we'll go ahead and chain these up, although it's all going to be miraged away, so whatever. But there we go. We've gotten rid of all the Mirage stacks, so we're good. Some more whatever attacks on the party. Super low damage. And there is Dwayne counterattacking to getting rid of the boss's new Mirage stacks. Nice and convenient. Okay, so we're going to be bursting again next turn. So this turn, we're going to use, let's see, Flaming, Gunner, Giant, Dual Shot, and then Magnus with Olive. We're going to use the shifted LB of 2B. We're going to have Dwayne go ahead and Oath of Daybreak, Blood Shield, and we're going to do Hellfire Infusion to get his big Amplify. Tsukiko on this turn can triple Firestorm to unlock her Magnus. Let's see, Lilith can triple Betrayal. And we're going to use Melissa to do... Let's do Beast Killer on Lilith again to get her ready. We're going to Shelga and bar Darkja. Okay, we can go ahead and chain this up. The chain looked like the chain broke. Sad face. Doesn't really matter. We're gonna overkill by a lot this coming up turn. Okay, so some attacks on the party. I think the boss might gain Mirage this turn, but as you can see, Dwayne counterattack removed it if the boss did, which is awesome. That counterattack in a perfect dispel is really convenient. Anyway, now we're going to go ahead and kill the boss. So to start off, Melissa is now going to use Seconds of support on 2B to give her a double dipping modifier buff. We're going to do Beast Killer on 2B, and now we're going to do minutes of might for the rest of the party to buff them up. And we're going to use SLB of Lilith. We're going to use the Magnus of Tsukiko. We're going to use SLB with you, base form LB with 2B. And we're now going to use the LB of Dwayne. We will also use Defensive Spirit buff. We will do Attack and Magic buff. And we're going to go ahead and send our damage dealers. Send this, send this. And that should be the end of the boss. We're also probably going to damage cap a second time. Probably. We'll find out. 3 billion a second time. So we damage capped on both of our bursts. Pretty simple. First boss of the season. Now, I know people say first boss of the season and we expected it to be easy. And I understand that. But I feel like this boss was so far beyond too easy that it just makes it not fun. Like, we need some challenge. We don't need Thanator every single week. But we do need, like, more than this. I feel like this was a little bit too far. And here's the damage breakdown. Dwayne does deal good damage, but because of the rotation and the speed clear we did, he didn't quite get as much bursting as we would have liked. His EX2 is a little bit janky. But anyhow, there is the damage. 2B did get the huge modifier buff off of Melissa, so keep that in mind. But there it is. There's the damage breakdown. And it's kind of amusing that Lilith is actually coming back into style recently. Lilith was good last month. Lilith is great again this month because she can be your tank while doing full damage. And that's pretty nice. It does feel good because Lilith, when she first came out, was not super great. She wasn't really used very often, but then the past 2 months, Lilith has made a strong comeback as a good clash unit, and it feels good. Okay, so here is the party that we used. Lilith. Remember, these are with the modifiers turned off for the showing the stats. Lilith with Dwayne's leader skill, 12.2 defense. A little bit of dark resist. Honestly, whatever. With so much defense and auto covering, like, it doesn't even matter. We're not provoking with her either, just FYI. There's her setup, and she is maxed LB, maxed Beast, maxed Stone. She tanked and did a lot of damage. Pretty good. Melissa is using passive provoke. I don't know if that even matters, honestly. I really don't know. But I figured someone should provoke, so we provoked with Melissa, and there it is. Other than that, a little bit of morale fill. Just whatever. Morale fill, her own card, and she does Melissa. We did not use Dark. The only reason she was here is for the mitigations, for the morale fill, and then for the Beast Killer. Tsukiko, base form, a little bit of morale fill, focus, etc. Shift form is damage. Relatively low damage, but her field is kind of nice for the stacking and peril. She does fill a bunch of morale as well, which is nice. 12.4 magic with Dwayne's leader skill. Beach Blaster Olive, 12.4 magic with Dwayne's leader skill. There it is. She's breaker, morale fill, chainer. She did the lowest damage on the party, which is kind of strange because she is maxed on everything. I'm not sure why her damage was unfortunate, but it was. Oh well, whatever. There it is. 2B with the leader skill from Dwayne, 12.6 attack power. I didn't give her any clash gear. Honestly speaking, I probably should have given her the clash gear and not Dwayne, because this setup, it's a little bit more favorable to her because she can spam her LB back to back, which is what we did, and she was at maxed LB, 275 Beast, and 300 Stone. And then Dwayne, unfortunately, I don't have Elazul's sword, so I have to use the Dark Vision sword. I went ahead and made the plus 11 version. If you have Elazul's STMR, that's way better, but I don't have it. Other than that, I gave him the Clash Gear. I gave him Blizzard Orb for counterattack, 13.9 attack power at EX2. There's his setup, a little bit of chain speed. He caps everything pretty easily. Dual wielding a morale card. Maxed LB, maxed Beast, and maxed Stone. I'll have a turn chart in the comments. Probably tomorrow I'll go back with a lot more teams. We can definitely budget it up a whole lot more than this because this boss is super, super easy. Okay, see you soon.